Hey, everybody, welcome back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome
Just skip
back.
ahead a few seconds. School's out for summer.
That's right.
Just get that earworm out of your head.
I'm out of school.
I'm out of school.
I'm too cool for school.
I've been out of a few schools.
You've,
But hey, I made it.
Were you kicked out?
No, I left everywhere voluntarily. Hey, it's true. Yeah,
You were given the option.
that's true. It was my choice. I just didn't go back for the next semester.
Right.
So, welcome back to First Dibs, live from inside Porsche Colorado Springs, and we're live.
Yeah.
And we're in a pre-owned and classic building, and behind me we have two GT2s and a picture of a GT2,
That's right.
and two of them are race cars.
Look at that sick animal right there.
Look at that thing.
We got King Kong.
Yep, that was that one.
And what do we call the red one?
Salzburg.
Salzburg.
Yeah.
King Kong. Like the steak.
Yeah, Salzburg Dairy. I think that's different.
It is different.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in.
Yes.
We're back here. Hopefully the internet's going to stay better today. I restarted all of our devices, and even if it shits the bed, I'm gonna not look, and I'm not gonna care. We're just gonna keep going with it. And
That's right.
Maybe the YouTube will cut off, and we're just gonna leave.
Yeah.
And maybe it won't be uploaded until Monday.
Yeah.
But hey, we don't
Okay.
care.
Cool.
So. Just got some new cars.
Yep.
We had a car show.
Uh-huh.
What else are we going to touch on?
Shift.
Yep.
Shift magazine.
Those guys have been helping us out there. Oh, One Lap of America we'll talk about in a little while.
One lap.
So
Jason and Kelly are in the back dropping the transmission out of a Boxster.
look at that.
And we got people out on
Oh,
the
and we
pad.
had ice cream. We had had Cold Stone ice cream.
Happy birthday, John.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. It was
Yesterday.
my birthday. I'm still in my 40s.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
One of our common listeners is exiting his 40s this year. Mm-hmm. That's fun.
Yeah, you made it. I think it's a badge to be worn proudly. Yeah. So my mom flew in.
Cool.
And I said, should we go to the cars first?
Let's do business.
Let's do business. Yeah.
All right. We're going to make some business here. You want to read these?
Sure.
Do it.
Yeah. We're hoarding 996s. So I think if you need, you know how they have like those Corvette emporiums? I think we're going to be a 996 emporium pretty soon here.
These cars are for sale.
They
people.
are. They are, and they're fantastic. We're not going to get to business quite yet. We're going to be out with steering committee next week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we'll go live on Wednesday.
Wednesday
May
night.
31st. Probably around 6, we think. Maybe 7. I'm not quite sure. Probably somewhere in there. But we're going to go live. We're going to do the episode with them. So that'll be a lot of fun. So Doug, in preparation, was down here to drive a couple cars.
Yeah.
So we drove that black 996 Targa.
Ooh, nice
And
car.
we drove the car that I'm going to talk about now.
Yep.
2003 Carrera 4S.
Coupe.
Sunroof delete.
Yeah.
Coupe. Yep. Sport seats. Arctic silver over black. Full leather interior. Bose stereo. And a sport exhaust. From a factory sport exhaust installed by a dealership. But that's kind of, I think, how most of them were back then. So that thing is just awesome.
It's super cool.
yeah.
And 60,000 miles?
Yep. Yeah, just over 60,000 miles. Carfax shows one owner
It is.
on it too, which is really interesting and cool.
Been
So
in Denver his whole life.
yeah, I'm excited for that one. I think that'll be a fun car. I think we're gonna do an IMS and
doing
a clutch on it. Neither totally needed, just more preventative, kind of while you're in there stuff. I just loved it. We got to drive it up to the entrance to Pikes Peak and back. I won't talk too much about it now, so people that listen next week don't get bored. But yeah, that one should be sweet.
Did you drive it?
I drove it around the block with Billy the day it came in.
Okay.
And then Doug drove it up to Pikes Peak.
Something kind of funny that I noticed about this car is when you hold the steering wheel. If you hold the steering wheel at the 10 and 2 position, if you notice the stitching on the steering wheel has been rotated.
Oh.
So the stitching is actually, if you hold it at 10 and 2, hands kind of in this type position, the stitching is at your fingertips. It's on the back side of the steering wheel versus it being on the inside of the
So somebody has a death grip. Somebody needs to relax.
But it's that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's obviously what the case is, right? But I think it's just, the previous owner, they consistently drove it that way every day.
Yeah.
And just over time, it's just rotated, because I kept looking to see signs of it being pulled. And no, I thought it was, wow. I mean, that's consistency, right? Because both sides are the same. So it's not like it was a one-handed driver.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. But little fun fact, that's for, people listening. When you get in to the driver's seat, grab the steering wheel and you'll feel exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of cool.
Well,
I like that car.
I like that car a lot.
I think it's super nice.
I can't remember seeing one with a sunroof delete.
Me neither.
I think that's kind of fun. And then to have the sport seats and the sport exhaust, that's everything. That's everything I need.
Right.
So that's going to be another one that I'm going to be upset that I didn't buy.
Right.
So anyway, next one is the school bus hot rod.
That's right.
2021
This thing's sweet.
Mercedes GLS, so the big one, 63 AMG.
The even bigger one.
Yeah. In cardinal red metallic, which is just a beautiful
It's awesome.
color. Yeah. And it's got like multiple pages of equipment listed.
This is a giant. Well, what's the interior?
Yep.
The interior isn't described very well by Mercedes.
Macchiato beige.
Yeah. When I think
black Napa leather.
when I think of macchiato beige, I think of almost like a tan
Yeah.
type color. And this is more white.
Yeah, it is.
It is stunning.
It's talking about more the milk color than the coffee color.
Right. Yeah, for sure. No, I think the color combination of this car is stunning.
Yeah, that one.
We were talking to a guy yesterday on the phone. We had him on like FaceTime kind of stuff. And anyway, he's a good character. I mean, great client of the store. And he's looking for a Cayenne for his soon to be wife. And he was asking questions between the difference of two pre-owned service loaners that we have on the lot, and saying that, these cars have the same miles of the same year. They're $5,000 difference. You got to explain that. And my explanation was, well, this one is if you like your wife, and this one is if you love your wife. Right? That's the difference. Because there was an equipment list difference that was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, one had a $7,000 higher MSRP, and they still have the same warranty, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was an easy one to justify. Well, for some reason, this car popped in because someone saw it when it got dropped off. And then, so the gentleman that we're talking to on FaceTime, he's asking questions about it, and we mentioned that it's cardinal red. So he's looking online, saying, oh, I can't envision these things. I'm just going to look them up here. And he goes, there's not one red one of these for sale.
Nope.
Right.
What are they, black and white?
Black, white, silver. Yeah. And so it's like, no, exactly. This is cool, right? This is standout. This is a little different, but it's not gaudy. This is a stunning car.
Yep.
So anyway, I thought it was kind of hysterical that this person thought it was, like, no, I can't touch this car because there's not another one like it. Well,
that's backwards.
Okay, then don't buy this one.
That's why I think we like cars.
Yeah.
Like Lauren's car, it keeps us well behaved because there's not another one.
Right.
And, if you go speeding through the neighborhood, everybody knows it's you. Right. And that's just the way it is.
Yep. No, I think this thing's awesome.
Yeah. Massage seats. How many zone climate control? 5 zone. Five zone climate control. It does 4 zones inside, and it also contributes to global warming. It's got the performance exhaust system. That sounds cool.
Man.
Air balance, surround view.
You have to have
22s.
You got to have surround view in this.
Yeah,
this
you
car.
do. Yeah. Technically, you should probably have a flagger. Right? Somebody to get out of the car and like wave you into your parking spots.
do the slow X.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. No, it's super cool. I mean, I would totally rock that.
I would too.
No, that's gorgeous. But those are two very, very fun cars. Obviously, the Mercedes will get through our reconditioning process really quick. That car only has 6,500 miles on it.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And it's a 20. You said it's a 21.
Yep.
Yeah, so that one will breeze through. The 03, when we get the IMS and clutch and service stuff, I mean, that'll be up fairly quickly. You know, a car that Billy finished up today is the '04 Turbo Cab that we mentioned before. And one thing I'm kind of proud of is that we took the aftermarket wheels off. We put some true Turbo Twist hollow spoke wheels on. Those wheels by themselves are huge.
Yeah, they make a difference.
They make a huge difference in the car. And even Billy, when he pulled the car up to say that he was done, he said, "Man, I gotta tell you," he said, "the wheels that came off the car are really nice, right? Those are great wheels." But after seeing the car with the hollow spoke turbo twist on, he's like, "Oh my gosh, it just completely enhances the car." It's the way that it's supposed to be.
The fact or the aftermarket wheels are like a nice 3-piece design. They're probably fairly light, but I bet the hollow spokes are lighter.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And then we put 5mm spacers all the way around just to give it a little, because it's lowered. It sits on Elephant Racing Olin's coilover suspension. So the stagger of it looks awesome. And there, because it is lowered a little bit, there's a little bit more rear camber it's just got this awesome stance. I can't wait for it to get detailed.
That's a cool looking car. I think it's got a Soul exhaust on it, so it sounds good.
High flow cats and muffler. No,
that
really cool.
It smells
stuff.
good too.
Smells good.
Yep.
Has the PCCM Plus radio already in it.
Yeah.
That's a really cool, very sorted car. So anyway, that's the people coming through are noticing how much inventory that we have and what kind of cars we have.
It's ridiculous.
It's pretty awesome
right now. Yeah.
Which is the great time. I mean, this is the unofficial start to summer this weekend, and I think it proves that we've been working hard to put here what we have.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I know you've got some deliveries happening.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know John's been pretty busy. I think our black Speedster, I think is potentially going away.
We're close.
Yep. Even the red 87 Targa.
Yep. That'll be it. That one we're going to hold on to for like 2 months.
Okay.
But
so we can still show it, or
no, it's on
display, I guess.
Exactly. Yep.
But no, there's been a lot of activity going. Trying to acquire some more classic cars. I saw you were showing our 86 Carrera earlier today. And I mean, people are catching on. We got some really, really nice kind of top of the food chain type cars for their segment.
I like when people ask, like, how do we get our cars? And it seems like they just get us almost. A lot of them do. Like they breed, that if the Speedster goes through, we're going to get a 992 Touring on it. So that'll be sweet. And we like to see that kind of thing where it's kind of one in, one out. It helps.
Oh, for sure. And it turns out if you're just nice to people, good
Yeah.
things will happen.
Yep. This is true.
So no, that's fun. Great inventory. But yeah, so we had some news. We had the very first Motor City Cars and Bikes show.
And it was attended.
It was attended by more than us.
I thought that was great.
It was a huge success.
I give it at least huge success.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm excited to see it grow. Thank you to Brendan and the Colorado Cars and Coffee guys for helping us get the word out about it. And thank you to Maddie, Isla's teacher, for also helping get the word out about it on her Instagram.
That's right. Some of those people came.
They did. Yeah. Yep. They came. They showed off some of their stuff. So that was fun. We're hoping it kind of grows. Yeah, everything from a Jeep Scrambler to a Mustang GT350 with twin turbos and 1,200 horsepower.
I did not see that car.
That was a lot.
That must have been later in the show.
Yeah.
Come halfway through.
Yep. But man, there was some good stuff.
The 997 LS swap car came. No, I saw, there were a couple cars. There was the orange 5-liter Mustang that showed up pretty early.
I don't think I saw that one.
That was a cool car. Yeah. They hung out for a little bit. One of the cool, it was just awesome because it was more than one of these happened, but there was the family. There was a family that was just driving through Motor City.
Yep.
They did a U-turn, parked on the opposite side of the street, and they all came over, not only looking at the cars at the show, but then they went through the motorcycle shop, and then they came into both Porsche buildings. They were here for 2 hours at least.
They did what we wanted them to do. This is exactly what we were trying to do,
and they knew nothing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
No one knew anything about it.
But we don't even know anything. And you know what I think the best part about it is? it's not our responsibility anymore.
That's right.
We got it off the ground, and now Randy has to do it.
That's right.
Randy, we're here to help if you need anything.
Yep, Randy's our contact point.
But yeah.
So
you want to see the article?
I do. Are you ready to be able to bring this up? All right, here we go.
Yep. So
we want you.
These are our buddies. That's Brendan looking like a troll.
Driving illegally.
Yep, exactly. And then Steve. I think Steve might be on next time. Steve kind of was
cool.
A lot of the legs getting the Colorado Cars and Coffee stuff started. I've probably known them for 5 years now. They drove our Safari car and some other stuff. But appreciate the kind of mutual support
Very much so.
But so we got a little shout out in their summer car show guide, third Saturdays each month. So that's what we got, 9 to 11.
That's awesome. At
Colorado Power Sports.
That's right.
Which is our neighbor.
And when is our next show? So the third Saturday would be...
I think it's the 16th.
June 17th.
17th.
That's right. The 16th is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Wendy.
Yeah.
A month early. But
that's everything else. We don't need people to see that. That's my calendar.
Pause, everybody.
Yeah. Sorry, there's nothing there. Internet sucks again.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't be a show without the internet.
All right, good. So June 17th is the next Motor City Cars and Bikes. I really want to put a lot of emphasis on the bikes side of it. We had a couple people
show up.
I don't think they really knew, what was going on and what to do.
None of us knew what was going on or what to do. So,
but I was glad to see a couple, but hopefully the Power Sports group is really pushing it out, to their friends, saying like, hey, you just got to come check it out, right? The idea is that we'll put a car down there, right? With a flag on it or something like that. But no, we need to fill up our lots with just random,
not our cars.
Yeah, random stuff that people enjoy. So anyway, it's that 17th. Everybody be here. Show something. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yep.
Bring your scooter. Bring your Razor scooter.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I was listening to Steering Committee earlier, and they had some vintage bike guys on, and one of them has a Whizzer.
Nice.
So if you want to bring your Whizzer,
okay, please
do it and display it. Show it to everyone.
Awesome. This is a family show. Let's see here. What else is happening? Oh, you were going to start to bring up the One Lap of America.
Yep.
Can I show this?
Sure.
All right. Let's put this on.
I'm going to put my hands in my pocket until the picture goes away.
So I want to say congratulations to Salil and Tom. Salil is a good longtime client here that's been racing cars for a long time, and he started doing One Lap of America, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. He did it one year in a GT350. Was it an R? It was a Mustang GT350.
Yeah.
Maybe it was an R. I don't quite remember, actually. But it just looked funny because it had Porsche Colorado Springs decals
peppered
in some
on
places. Yep. And then, anyway, decided to run his 2018 GT3 instead. So we've been able to participate with kind of a sponsorship with Salil. And then this last year, he and his wife did it together. Which I thought was fantastic. And they're still married right after this very cool, enduring event. And then this year, he did it with this Tom O'Gorman person that's done it also several years in a row. And yeah, they won. They won the whole overall event.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as we got displayed here on our show side of it is John's got a picture of the car. So this photo is going to stay on the One Lap of America site for the whole next year. And what's cool about it is that we've got the Porsche Colorado Springs
Colorado
on the front bumper. They lost the R on the first day, but you can still see it. That we're sponsoring the car.
Yeah. Running up the side.
Yep, and then the top corner of the hood is Kiergren Foundation that we like to be supportive with, and then so what I'd like to and what was on the back of the window, back of the car, is we did have a First Dibs podcast that took up the entire rear glass of the car, along with RM window tint and graphics. And we didn't think, but due to track safety rules, is they did have to remove that.
I thought you could see through it just fine.
You could see through it, yeah. I don't think the safety could see it had something to do with safety personnel if there was an accident, being able to see inside the car. But anyway, so that got removed, which is kind of a bummer, but we wouldn't see that in this photo anyway. So now we know what to do next year. Because Salil and Tom are actually going to do it again.
They're going to defend, huh?
Yep, they're going to defend their championship.
Cool.
So Porsche Colorado Springs will be representing big time for the next one lap. So that's super exciting. I'm very happy and proud for Salil to keep doing that. I think that's something really cool. What else in news is happening? Anything new and exciting?
I don't think so. There's a new BMW that looked kind of cool. They're bringing back the shooting brake
Okay.
kind of style thing. I think that should be kind of cool.
All right. That's general news.
Yeah.
Right? No, that's pretty cool. In the Porsche front of things.
Oh, we've got our big party.
Oh, duh.
So
yeah.
June is going to be such a busy month. I can't even believe it.
It always is.
Yeah,
But,
we stacked up extra.
it feels like this year's more.
Yep.
The race cars are kind of quasi starting to show up. So I'm going to give a big shout out to our Kansas City crew member, Fabio. He sent his GT4 Club Sport here for Jason to look at. This was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, it needed service and a couple of things repaired in the front end. Jason wound up kind of going through the car. Nothing too crazy, but he just found some issues with it and corrected them. Well, anyway, I mean, he completely turned the car around for him, and I don't think Fabio quite knew what to expect. So Fabio took that car to his first Porsche Club race event. Ended up doing 3 races in total, won 2 of them. So I think he finished second or third in the first race. And the only reason that he didn't win that race is that the way that he says it, he had a complete brain fart at the start of the race. If he wouldn't have messed it up, he probably would have won the first race. But he sounds like fairly easily won, races 2 and 3.
Wow.
And he left a voicemail on Joe's phone, just saying, hey, I know I talk about you guys being great, but holy moly, it's what don't you do perfect now, right? It's he left a really great voicemail, just thanking Jason and Andrew and our service guys for doing what they do. So good that Fabio has actually had his friend send his Club Sport to us to get sorted out. So
get in line, friend.
Yeah, that's kind of right. Yeah, so it's in Jason's stall now, but Jason wants to knock it out before the hill climb cars
Before it actually
showing up.
Yeah. Did people see the tire wall?
That is so ridiculous. How many sets? I don't remember.
It's got to be 100 sets.
It's something ridiculous. Yeah, it's we have a bay. We have one full bay that is stacked 8 high with race tires. It's pretty comical looking when the garage door is open because the entire bay is full. You can walk. There's one path that kind of goes down one side. But these poor guys, trying to organize all that stuff and put it together. What a crazy mess that is in there. But Jason's running a pretty tight ship like he normally does. So it looks very professional, very organized and neat, and he knows exactly where his stuff is. So it's really fun and exciting to see them get ready for the actual race season for the cars to come in. And our GT4 Club Sport is running this year. So that's in preparation. I don't think there's a lot that he's got to do to that car. Yeah, that's just part of it. Yeah, John actually has let me see if I can get this to go. But John has a picture of the tire room, the tire bay, but that's not even complete. That's just when part of them were here. And so now it's kind of organized and it's even more full. So it's a little ridiculous.
I mean, it was a full enterprise rent-a-box truck.
Big box truck.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that poor driver, he was helping unload them all. And I just told him, like, man, we're only running one car.
Somebody got the order wrong.
Right. Yeah. And kind of what you don't see in the photo is multiple gallons of race fuel, all this stuff that's in preparation. So, exciting stuff. That's really cool. Excited to see some of the drivers that are going to be coming and kind of hanging around or at least milling around the store from time to time. Some big names again this year. Should have a couple of them on the show. Is what we're planning for anyway. Trying to expect.
We would like that.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously just the random passerbyers at the same time. But June 10th, we were starting to talk about is Porsche's 75th anniversary. So we're having a big celebration for that. Have lots of different cars of kind of, cool colors, and there'll be food and a DJ or music of some kind. But just some neat
And we're
displays.
podcasting live.
We are going to be podcasting live.
So if you want to be on the show, come on down.
That's right. And it's during the day, right?
Yep.
You don't have to be here Friday night at 7 p.m. This event runs from 10 to 3,
Sure.
something like that. It's just kind of through the day.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where we're going to set up yet. Somewhere. But we'll be accessible. And we'll have some headsets, and we will be streaming. Hopefully we have good internet.
That'd be great.
down there.
We're back to excellent.
Okay.
So
Fantastic.
This could be good.
Yeah, maybe Jason and Kelly over there turn their iPhone off.
That could be. I didn't think about that.
Right. So, June 10th, and then the 17th is the next Motor City Cars and Bikes. We've already talked about that. And then the 21st of June is our Pikes Peak Hill Climb Drivers Meeting. That's one of our largest, or the largest event
That's a big one.
that we host through the year. That's massive. I'm definitely expecting well over 1,000 people this year.
I just love it. I want to know who's going to be here, because every year there's just somebody new that I had no idea they were going to be there here, and I always go over and say hello,
Right.
Because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. Can we say who is going to be here?
I don't think we should. I think
Leave it kind of guessing.
we got to make sure it's confirmed first. We're still working on Magnus,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and
No, if we could throw that rally together, that would be awesome.
we're gonna get in so much trouble for that one. God. Yep.
Doing our part.
I know. Yep.
Yep. Well, you can't get rid of us. You got 1,000 people waiting for us.
Technically, they could. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the hill climb itself is on the 26th?
5th.
25th.
Yep.
It's the last Sunday of the month. Weather should be awesome.
Could be, or could be
hope.
not. You never know. Independence Pass is open. So that I think is good news. That's, up near Aspen, comes to, I think, 12,000 feet, something like that. So if that's open, that means Pikes Peak isn't yet, but can be sooner.
Right.
Or it's on its way.
Yeah.
So.
So I've talked about my son doing his karting stuff, kart racing, and I have a neighbor that lives 2 houses down from me that their son comes to school. Well, he goes to school at UCCS here in Colorado Springs. And they've always kind of noticed, some random cars from time to time, and they know what I do here. And anyway, a while back, I had picked up a Lotus Evora from a good client of ours that we bought. And it was one of my typical Wednesday, afternoon deals where I met up, grabbed the car, and I'm working from home on Wednesdays. So I go home, park the car, and then, cause I'm going to bring it down, the next day, bring it down Thursday so we can start our deal there. Anyway, as I'm backing into the garage, this neighbor comes over, not the kid, but the dad comes over, and he says, "Hey, I'm so sorry." He goes, "My son told me that he saw you, drive past the house in this car, and I'm a huge Lotus fan. I have to ask, is there any chance I could, sit in the car, maybe go for a quick ride around the block or something? Because I've never actually been in one of the Evoras." So, yeah, man, let's hop in. Since then, this is a while ago, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was 6 months ago, probably.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So since then, I've discovered that my neighbor they're quite the car fans. They've got motorcycles that I've never really known about, and
Get them to Motor City Cars and Bikes.
that's right. They got to come down.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure the son has probably walked through here, and I just didn't recognize him.
Sure.
He's done a lot of growing in the last few years.
Yeah.
Because our kids used to play together. But anyway, he wanted, and then he was part of a program at UCCS where I think it involved a go-kart, possibly. And so he was kind of joining that program to where he was going to possibly be involved with it, if not driving it. And I'm not sure if that's still happening, but anyway, they're stopping by more and more. Well, it turns out he just randomly mentioned that he went to Pikes Peak Hill Climb last year for the 100th running. I'm like, really? That's awesome. Yeah, and he's describing to me that's something that, I don't do it every year, but I've been doing it since I was a kid. And yeah, we go up the mountain, 2 a.m. and camp out. And he knows all the corner names and all that stuff. I thought, holy crap. I mean, we've lived, essentially next to each other for the last 10 years. And why am I just finding this out now?
Yeah.
Like, buddy.
Neighbors it's such a funny thing. I feel like when I was a kid, the neighborhood was a neighborhood, right? And they were behind me, were people we knew, across the alley. And then a few houses down, there were people that we knew. And my neighbor, Harold and Marie. How do you still remember your neighbors from when, we moved out of that house in 4th grade? So it'd be like Lewis remembering his neighbors now.
Right.
I remember interacting with them and making May baskets or something like that to leave on their doorknob for them. And it was all very friendly. And, there was a couple odd neighbors that you were like, that's a weird house.
Right.
But for the most part, it was positive. And in my current neighborhood, we have a little bit of that, but but then when we were living in a different neighborhood in Colorado Springs, we didn't. And it's just really interesting how neighborly interactions can be so positive and negative. Like we had our fence redone.
Right.
And our neighbor in the back behind us has split it with us, but he had to do some work. So he's like, I can't quite split it with you because I had to do this. And all winter long, I guess he's been fretting that we didn't like him anymore because he didn't pay us $200 because he had to go get a bunch of dirt. And we were like, no, Jim, that's totally cool. Not a big deal. And then so he wrote us another check and dropped it off. And we're like, Jim, we don't need this. We're cool.
Right,
so
right. Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It's just funny. So it's good that you're getting to know your neighbors.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that they're cool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That.
If we're going to talk about neighbors, I have a neighbor that lives on the other side of me. He's awesome. I met him pretty much on day one. And
he didn't hit your Subaru with his pickup truck.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
But he had a Subaru broken down in his driveway when I first moved in. So, but that was a long time ago. But anyway, no, he's been fantastic. He has a window and door company. He actually grew up in Pella, Iowa. So anyway, it's almost like destiny, right? That he'd be involved in the window and door business. But anyway, where this story's going is getting to know him in the past. He has like a turf engineering degree, so he should be a greenskeeper.
Wow!
Right? But instead, he sells windows and doors because it pays a lot better. And so, well, anyway, Brandy, who it's essentially, I mean, they're like essentially married, but they're not married, right? Well, anyway, she's laughing, saying, I know, can you believe that, he's supposed to be a greenskeeper? And she looks at him and says, why don't we have the greenest damn lawn in the yard, in the entire neighborhood? And he says, hey, if you want to mow it, I can make it green.
Oh God, my lawn is so deep. It's very healthy in back.
So I've got, it's cool because I have this cool, dynamic. I've got a guy that I can go, ask questions or help with on actually fixing up my house kind of stuff, with the windows and doors and all the landscaping, things like that. And then finding out that the guy, right 2 houses down on the other side, he wants to sit around and BS about cars and race and, that kind of stuff. This is sweet. I'm digging on it. No, it's great. But it does seem, I mean, it's like the further you live away from each other, the more neighborly you are. Does that make sense? So like if you live out in the country and your nearest neighbor is like a quarter mile away, you probably know them really well. Whereas here in, where I live in, Parker, Highlands Ranch, that when you're stacked on top of each other, you don't know anybody.
Yep.
That's kind of funny how that works. Mind your own business. Keep your privacy. That's why we put up trees and fences and all that stuff. We're getting off topic, John. What?
I don't know. We're done with our topic. We had 2 pages of topic.
We had 2 pages of cars to talk about.
I think we're okay there.
As far as, maybe it's a little bit of business, and you're going to have to help me out here because I'm actually really out of the new car game of things, but we're still getting tons and tons of questions on how our allocations looking for sports cars, just for new cars in general. You tell me. It seems to me that it's actually fairly simple anymore to get a Cayenne, a Macan.
Yeah.
Just about any version of it for the most part. Almost.
GTSs
are still difficult.
in Macans are still difficult.
Right.
Cayenne is being revamped, right, for 24. We should have a few of those coming in, both coupe and standard body. S's, I think, are still going to be a little tricky. Turbo GTs are definitely tricky. Hybrids won't launch until November, so those are going to be a little bit of a wait too. But it's getting better.
Yeah.
I think Taycans, we should have some good ones coming through. Sports cars are still tough. I think the demand is still just very, very extreme, and I don't see that changing. So.
Right.
So if you want one, get in line.
Yeah, right. I'm seeing more and more trucks show up on a little bit more of a consistent schedule. I mean, granted, just about everything that coming off the truck is a pre-sold car, especially if it's a sports car, right? But the trucks are coming, they're dropping off cars, and it's not like we see one truck every month. We're seeing multiple trucks a month, if not a couple a week kind of thing. And to me, that's a great sign. Production is actually kind of healthy. They're putting cars out. They're getting them shipped over. They're getting them through the process of being delivered. And it's kind of a momentum thing. Like it just feels like it's rolling, forward in a good direction. So anyway, I'm kind of hopeful that, we're already halfway through the year. Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
But maybe by the end of the year, it's a little bit of a different conversation where it's saying, hey, instead of a year wait, we're down to 8-9 months.
Yeah.
And that's about right.
That's pretty reasonable, I think. If everything's hitting on all cylinders, 4 months, maybe 3.5 months is as fast as we could get anything here anyway. So if we're just, double that, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So.
And paint to sample is still currently unavailable.
Closed, open again in November.
Right.
Is that right? October, November for 911s, and then TBD for 718.
Sure. Okay. And then European delivery is scheduled way out.
Good luck.
Yeah. It's not closed. It's just scheduled so far out in advance.
I think if I was going to do it, I would book a trip to Europe on my schedule and rent a Porsche and go drive it around, and then tour the museum, go to all the Porsche stuff, and then have my car here.
Yeah.
Whenever it shows up, because to coordinate the European delivery thing, it would be incredibly cool to say that car had been in Europe with you and everything like that. But just in the current climate, it's a lot of moving parts.
Right. Yeah. Well, absolutely. I like that idea.
Well, and the other thing, like you drop it off and then 2 months later it shows up. We got to have Frank on. To talk about his experience because he got to do it, and he'll probably convince me that I have to do it. But it just, I don't know. It just, I would want it here as quick as I could, and maybe that's the wrong way to think about it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I do like the idea about renting a car, just going over there, making your trip, renting a car, doing the experiences. You may have to contact us in order if you want to do a tour of the
museum,
the factory, and all that stuff. Because I believe you do need a little bit of a sponsorship to do that. At least it makes it a lot easier.
Sure.
Scheduling. So we could help with that. That would be a lot of fun to still be kind of part of that process. And it actually, I've actually heard of people doing it in the past where they do European delivery. They pick up the car at factory and they drive it to their hotel. So they drive it for the day, park to the hotel, rent a car. So they did. They take delivery of their car. They rent a car to go do Nürburgring, all that kind of craziness. And then when they're done with the rental car, they pick up their own, maybe drive it around for another day or two, drop it off at whatever port destination or wherever their drop off location is. I think that's okay. That's cool. Pick up your car, tear up someone else's, right? Drop it off, and then have it shipped back. But yeah, no, you're right. We've talked to Frank.
He's willing to do it, and it'd just be really interesting. Plus, I think he's probably got a cool story about the last time he was over in Germany and stuff like that too. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
Well,
I was talking to
maybe he'll come on during our event.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You can see if he's available.
Yeah. And speaking of having some guests on the show, is Jordan from RM Window Tint and Graphics expressed that he would really like to hop on the show and kind of describe what they do a little bit. And those guys, for people that haven't heard of RM Window Tint and Graphics, they're right next door to us here. They do the wraps for our race cars, but they do so much more than just that. I mean, it's kind of they're a creative group. I mean, they do the window stickers, like the goofy, stickers that we have made up for First Dibs
Nancy.
and for Nancy. I mean, they're able to do all that stuff, all the internal designing. They have a really great crew of people. So I think it would be
that'd be fun.
They can answer a lot of questions.
Maybe we can have them do a design for my Volvo 1800 live on the air with us.
Maybe.
How about that?
So Jordan, and then there's a guy named Richie.
Yeah.
And Richie is their graphic designer guy, kind of made their main one, I believe. That's a good idea.
I follow him on Instagram.
I totally want them to come up with a wrap for my son's trailer.
And your Ranger. We got to have them do the Ranger RS 4.0 on the side.
It is a 4-liter.
I know, it's a 4-liter 6. It's perfect. I think that would be great. And then you got to pick either red, blue, or green, and then paint the wheels the same color. I think red fits the best.
Red fits.
But
oh man,
you can pick.
I like the blue.
The blue is the best, or the green is the best.
The green is the true heritage, supposedly. I think the blue is cool. You never see it.
Yep.
I could call it a lightweight.
Yeah. Take off the tailgate and it is.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, put one of those nets back there. Remember the tailgate nets?
Absolutely. Yeah. That was a good plan.
Right.
I don't know. We're derailed, but no, it'd be great to have them on. I have no idea what it takes to do any of that stuff. It all seems like, think about how hard it is to sticker a Lego.
Oh my gosh.
In that it's small, you can use tweezers and stuff, but then it's always just a little cocked off, and
right.
And this is, I mean, look at that thing. The Salzburg car behind us. I mean, that thing is wrapped beautifully.
Yeah.
And to be able to do it and do it consistently and match up your lines. I mean, it's like wallpapering a rock. Like how do you do that? How do you make all of those seams work correctly?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and even some simple questions I don't know the true answer to, but they could.
Yep.
What's the difference between vinyl and clear mask? There is a huge
there
difference
is.
between the two. And what when do you use either one? Well, I mean, there's probably some obvious answers there that we could help with.
We got a listener question.
Excellent.
About can you talk about the extra leather options and how they look? Sun visors, steering wheel column, and doors. And yes, we can, and we would love to.
Yeah.
And what I would like to do is have a microphone I could bring with me, but I don't have that.
That's
so
right.
Justin is going to have to play voice. I'm going to be cameraman. I'm going to show you, how about a GT2 or GT3 with the exclusive manufacturer interior?
Yeah.
That has a lot of extra leather on the doors and on the sides of the dash and stuff like that. I think even the upper dash. And then we have a Speedster, a 991 Speedster that has the lower door sills, and I think a bunch of leather stitching and stuff like that too. So give me a minute, Jesse.
Okay.
We'll go do that.
All right. So John's going to grab a camera.
And then turn down my headset.
Since I won't be on... Wait, I'm not going to be on camera, am I?
No, you're just going to see.
All right. I'll see that here. So while you're doing that, I'm going to finish my ice cream since no one can see me. See my soup ice cream? We were doing this in John's belated birthday celebration. So
Hold that for a minute.
I'm going to do a selfie here. Looking at the camera. Hey, Mom, thanks for watching. So John's finding keys for a Speedster and a GT3 that's got a bunch of leather exclusive option pieces. I think I can't see John's screen from here, but it had to do with the steering column casing in leather, maybe with some deviated stitching, extended dash, extended door panels. And then John had mentioned, I'm redoing a backpack. They're in the, do you know where the sunglass pouch is in the top of the backpack? Yeah. Doing a lot of reorganizing before the show here, so I apologize for our lack of professionalism, but man, this is chewing up a lot of time, which is great because we don't have that much to go over. So anyway, to get back, we are going to look at some leather pieces inside cars, what you can do. What we'd really, I mean, we've tried doing this in the past and we just haven't been quite successful yet, is that we need to have someone on from the Porsche custom tailoring department or exclusive options. I believe the person that's in charge of that for our area here, her name is Amy. We're trying to get to know her much better, just because she's going to be helping us out with a car that we're trying to get the Sonderwunsch program applied to, which that's the true special wishes department, where they will do just about anything you could think of. So John's opening up the door to our Oslo Blue Paint to Sample GT3 Touring. He's pointing out here, you got some extended leather. So that's actually where kind of a fuse panel cover would be, but it's on the end of the dash where normally that would just be like a plastic covering. He's pointing out the door grab handles and then the armrest piece. And you can see on the very bottom of the door panel that's stitched together. That's leather down there versus it being carpeted. And then he's pointing out here the lower side of the dash or not the dash, but the center console as well. That's just below the shifter. This one, the steering column casing in leather with the deviated stitching. That's a really nice. That's normally would be like a black plastic piece. And then right there, that's a cool one that people don't think about it. The Sport Chrono clock that he's pointing out right in the middle of the dash. That's also another piece, the extended leather for the dash panel. They still continue that deviated stitching section. Coming here to our, Arctic Gray GT3 winged car. And you can see that's the Alcantara, but there's the plastic. There's the plastic on the grab handle and then the lower section of the door panel versus the leather with the stitching, like he had pointed out in the Oslo Blue car. And there is our Sports Chrono clock. Notice how that's not leather wrapped in this car versus what it is in the Oslo Blue car. Still gorgeous. I mean, you still have lots of stitching in the door panels with the non-extended leather. He's coming over to our Speedster, our jet black metallic Speedster. This one does have even more leather in it. You can see the door sills, these being wrapped in leather, and then this one has that racing yellow stitching that highlights it even more. Again, you've got it on the door pulls, or grab handles, I guess I should say. The door pulls in that one are black. I mean, you can definitely add some extra pieces in there. They really do cover up quite a bit more than what the standard interior would be. I don't know if anyone noticed, but real briefly there, the Oslo Blue car has the exclusive interior. In the very front, like the leading edge of the dashboard has kind of a knurled effect, almost like a snakeskin type of appearance, and that's specific to the exclusive interior. I think that's super cool. That's just like a neat little touch that gives it away, that it does have that interior package. That was good, John.
Did we do okay?
Yeah, you did fantastic.
QVC for cars,
that's
man.
Right. Yeah,
just gotta touch stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But we definitely need a wireless headset so
Correct.
I can hear you.
Yes.
And a microphone so we can go do our segments.
So you can actually interact with it.
So
that was really good. So Jesse asked that question.
Yeah. And so when I ordered my my Carrera T that I never took delivery of because
Right.
Responsibility
Sure.
or something, which was actually the wrong decision, because if I would have bought it, I would have made money on it. So anyway, financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. You
Right.
do you. The one mistake I think I made on the car was I did not do anything with the sun visors. So the whole headliner was Alcantara, now called Race Text, but the sun visors were plastic.
Yeah.
And it just left it feeling a little off. I should have done those in Alcantara.
Sure.
And I mean, that's nitpicking, right? It's still amazing. And I did the standard interior in that car, and I thought that was great. But when you see them side by side, you know, spending that extra to do the extra leather, I think a little bit, I think it's a nice way to kind of differentiate this 911 from your last one.
Yep.
Like on this one, well, I did the full leather, or I did the steering column in leather, or I did the mirrors in leather, whatever it's going to be.
Right.
But I think, especially with that, the exclusive interior in that Oslo car, you can really feel a difference
Yeah.
in there. And they're all great. You know, it's just, what do you want the car to be? You know, I think, you know, a lot of the best cars that were ever built were one person's vision.
Sure.
Both in terms of like brand, you know, and a McLaren F1, that's a Gordon Murray car. He didn't have a committee. He designed it. He built it. It was his. You know, the Ferraris, the Enzo Ferrari cars, he had a vision. He had engineers and they built his car.
Right.
Same thing with Porsche, right? Porsche was an engineer. He built his car the way he wanted it to be. And I think that's what Porsche lets you do.
Yep.
And if you don't want all the leather, I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
I love it, and I think it really does elevate things, but sometimes, you know, just the standard interior fits in a car.
Yeah.
So
No, absolutely.
hopefully that shows you enough of the differences.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely give you a good taste of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, I mean, the car, whether or not you have extended leather or not, they drive the same.
Yep.
You still get, I mean, a GT3 is still a GT3. And then, but yeah, put your touches on it. You know, put the things that are nice. I definitely agree that after you have the extended leather, you know, full leather dash, all that kind of stuff in a car, when you get to compare them side by side and when it's yours and you're driving it, it just does enhance the car. It just enhances the feel and the smell, you know, I mean, it's still German factory smell, which is actually pretty cool. It's just a neat, I don't know. I think it just makes it that much better. But again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the standard interior at all. So anyway, no, that was great. Jesse, thank you so much for the question.
See, that's why you want to watch us live.
Yes.
You know, we're boring and ugly. But if you want to have some interaction with us and get your questions answered, we're here for you.
Right.
And, you know, we answer pretty much all of our questions, I think, because we only get one an episode. So anyway, that was fun. Whoa, we got another one.
Hey, all right. Something else is coming in.
39th plus 2 birthday. Brendan.
Cool.
Wishing me a happy birthday.
Hey,
so
all right. Thank you, Brendan.
We will try to get it up on Spotify so you can listen to it on your trip. Have a safe travel. And thanks for all the help with the car show.
Absolutely. Where's he headed?
I don't know. It's not that real time. I think he's going to Portimao.
Excuse me?
Isn't that Spain? Portimao.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. That's where I'd go.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Spain?
No. Lauren has. She took my vacation to Spain. I think she's been twice. They ate gooseneck barnacles. You want to see? You got to see these
Excuse
things.
me?
Yeah, you got to. You got to see what these things look like.
Yeah, Spain. I've only been to Barcelona for like a day. Beautiful country.
That sounds amazing. What were you doing there?
Long story at this point. But no, getting on a cruise, did a Mediterranean cruise, ended in Greece, and I would absolutely love to go back to Greece. But that looks rather interesting what you've got pulled up
doesn't
here.
it? Yeah.
And so I'm going to see if we can I share what you're looking at here?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. This is called gooseneck
barnacles.
barnacles.
Yeah, so you know, like the barnacles, the things that like attach themselves to boats.
Yeah.
And whales and stuff. This
Yeah.
is another species of them. So it's like a clam, I guess. But they're different.
Interesting.
And they're kind of a delicacy. So they ordered like this monster seafood tower, and these were on there, and like you don't even know how to eat them.
Right,
So
yeah.
they showed them how to eat them, and
Interesting.
they were delicious. So.
Interesting. Yeah. I did have oysters on the half shell last night.
Oh, I love oysters.
I did. I haven't had those in a long time.
Where were they from?
So Catherine's oldest daughter is going to be working at Earl's
Okay.
by Park Meadows Mall. And anyway, so decided like, oh, let's scout this place out, right? Because she hasn't started there yet. She's just been through the interview process and training and all that stuff. Like, let's scout this place out.
That's a
It's been a
nice
long
looking
time
place.
since I'd been there. And anyway, they had a great menu. It was really cool. But they had a lot of seafood, which I was kind of surprised at. I just don't, it's been a while since I'd been there. But no, I mean, dinner was good. We just sat in the bar area. Service was great. It was kind of late. There was live music that was happening. There was this guy playing a acoustic guitar, singing, but he had all the volume, like all the tone levels were just right. I mean, you could hear it obviously, but it wasn't loud. I mean, he had this plethora, array of music. He was great. He was really good. I enjoyed it. I mean, I sat facing the dude.
Yeah.
It was really cool. We had a good time. So anyway, oysters on the half shell. I was kind of surprised. They were good.
Yeah.
I mean, for what you can get in Colorado, I guess. So
I think airplanes make it pretty okay.
They do.
It's not the same as eating it fresh and right from the beach, but even if you're in, North Carolina and you're inland, it's still not the same as being right on the water.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I agree.
All right. Well, Brendan, if it's actually your birthday, happy birthday to you as well. Have fun in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, he's headed to Vegas?
Yeah. You should have let me know. I would have given you $100.
Oh, yeah.
What do you play?
Instead, I bought stuff to grill
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Which was fun today, by the way.
It was very good. But what do you play at casinos?
Me?
Yeah. Do you play at casinos?
If I do, I will throw in like $20 into a slot machine kind of thing.
Penny slots. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
actually, I will sit down at a blackjack table for until I lose $200 or whatever, and then I walk away.
Yep.
And then
Then you walk to an ATM and take out another two.
right. And then actually, I would throw down a couple $100 at a roulette table just because it's kind of fun. Because I mean, you know, like whatever.
Chance.
Yeah,
You never know.
So it's just something fun to watch. But yeah, definitely. I mean, my suggestion is no. Like, hey, just have like a set amount that you like. You can just kind of blow, and if it's whether it's $5 or $500 or $5 million, like just know your limit, and then just walk away. So call it good.
All right. Well, we made it.
Yeah,
we made a show.
Somehow.
Jesse made a show for us.
Yes. No, Jesse helped out tremendously.
Yeah, it was good.
So John's gonna pick out a song.
Walking around the showroom, we got to do that more.
Absolutely,
We got to do that more.
we got to think of a name for that segment. But anyway, we'll figure that out. We got some planning to do. Now that Randy is taking over the
Running the car show?
Motorsports, Motor City Cars and Bikes, that will give us some time, which is great. So we got to think of something to do for another one of our sales associates to take over. We'll come up with
Well, I think... Yeah, we'll work on it. We don't need to spit anything out yet because usually when we say something, it happens. So we should be careful with that.
Right. Awesome. All right. You got some ideas for going out here?
Sure. Let's try this one. It might be totally explicit, so be careful.
All right, everybody. For the First Dibs podcast, I am Justin Underwood.
I'm John Dicey. Oh, also, we're live from inside Porsche Colorado Springs.
That's right.
We got to kiss the babies.
That's right. And
Anyway.
then we're going to be live from Porsche Colorado Springs new car showroom on June 10th. Please don't forget.
And live from Ryan's Garage.
That's right.
On
Wednesday
the 31st.
That's right.
And then live from here again on the 2nd.
Yep.
We're busy.
It's a
This
lot.
is good. We got to come up with some topics. So to all of the Jessies out there, send us your topics. And thank you guys very much. Let's try this one.